Hey, I'm back in this park in Toronto. Just recorded a video about cold showers and how you do something is how you do everything, or how you do one thing is how you do everything. Today is going to be about Michael Sartain. Michael Sartain is probably my favorite, no, not probably, he's definitely my favorite mentor when it comes to understanding dynamics of an environment, authentic relationships, providing value, understanding the social dynamics of different environments, even when it comes to girls and stuff. Like Michael Sartain is crisp. He's the guy who has helped me the most. So today I'm going to talk about what I did to, when I first met Mike, what I did to allow him and RSD Tyler to meet up in a surprise meeting, which I set up as director of immersion. And then I'm going to talk about my internship with Michael and how I provided value for him by being his intern, and also living with him for a month at his place in Vegas. So all that stuff is going to be in this video. And this video is one of our biggest balls in the game videos, right? So by the way, if you haven't added yourself on the free Facebook group, Biggest Balls in the Game, balls with a Z, go ahead and do that ASAP. It's free, and there's going to be a lot of exclusive content that is only available on that Facebook group. We want to make that very cozy, very friendly. It's going to have a lot of, I'm going to give you guys some challenges on that Facebook group that you can do in everyday life to like understand what risk-taking is, get your mind in the habit of risk-taking on the correct decision-making, so you can get the biggest balls in the game. So we can all get the biggest balls in the game. So with Michael, I remember that my first sort of meeting, or my first encounter with Michael was virtual, right? It was something I heard from RSD Tyler. So I was at this hot seat in, I believe this was Scottsdale or San Diego, I'm not sure. It was somewhere in the west of America. And I asked RSD Tyler at the end of a hot seat, I said, hey, I have a question. I was doing registration and security. So I was in the back helping out. I'm like, hey, I got a question. How do we get 9s and 10s, Tyler? So he goes, I have a buddy, Michael Sartain, in Vegas, and he only fucks 9s and 10s. Now, we're not getting into that girl's pickup stuff here. I'm just telling you how I met this guy. So I'm like, oh shit, what's up with that? So he's like, well, he does this thing called social circle game. And so you need to go meet him, and you need to engage with him, because Tyler's like, fuck, I don't know how to get 9s and 10s. Like, I mean, let's just be honest. Michael Sartain's 9s and 10s are very different from any other instructor's 9s and 10s that I've seen in my life, in my fucking life, honestly. And we're gonna get into some nuances there in terms of, this thing about high quality girls and what I've experienced being with all these companies, and something that you should know, so you're not like being stupid and get like I don't want you to be misinformed and have myths in your brain about how high quality girls, how high these girls' qualities are when it comes to like pickup instructors, and I don't want you to be misinformed. I'll tell you the reality in a future video. If you want to know, comment below. So now let's get into this Michael Sartain. So I go to Vegas. We're already in Vegas, obviously, but that we were in San Diego, so we go back in the bus. And now I am in Vegas, right? So now I want to provide a way to like break the ice, right? This is one of the tidbits you need to understand. You need to always break the ice, and people love surprises, especially if they're positive. So what did I do? RSD Tyler was gonna come to Vegas Immersion for the first time. And I wanted to set up a meeting, or not a meeting, like a fun get together, so we can all have barbecue and just enjoy RSD Tyler's coming to Vegas Immersion. Brad was there, right? Wade Alters, he was there. RSD Brad, his assistants were there. Other people were there. It was fucking fun. But what else I did was I invited Michael Sartain to come, and I didn't tell Tyler, right? And I told Sartain, I want to surprise Tyler with your coming, with your attendance. And so Michael came. He brought these two super hot girls with him, so we can ask questions and he can provide value for how to get 9s and 10s, that kind of thing. And then Tyler saw that Michael was there. Tyler was really happy. And the fact that I brought them two together as a surprise was really, really good icebreaker from my side. And then Michael saw my authenticity. Michael saw that I'm here to really, be loving and be authentic and genuine and from the heart when I do certain things. So that is a key point, right? So the first one is breaking the ice. Remember this, write this down. Surprising people is really good in a positive way. And the second thing is allowing people to realize that you're just here to provide value and love and really, togetherness and spirituality and really like universal energy, like good stuff, they're gonna realize that if you're real, right? So this thing keeps coming up, being real, being genuine, being real. So that is something I did with Sartain. So we became friends. So that was the first way I became really good friends with Sartain. The second one was when I became his intern for Viva Vegas TV. So Michael had invited anyone who wants to come from RSD, right? So any assistants, any interns who want to come, any coaches who want to come to become his interns and learn how to do Instagram. And Michael Sartain is the guy who taught me how to use Instagram, how to do hashtags, how to do comments, how to do captions. I can't even speak today. Captions. How to when to do it, like the timing of it, right? Like the little nuances when it comes to Instagram. And I managed his Viva Vegas account and 2 other accounts for a bit, not for too long. I think it was just like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or maybe a month, not more than that. But I did that for him. I went through the entire internship training. We took pictures. It was really great. Met Sancho, who's his business partner. I think he might still be. So it was fantastic, right? We did that and we provided that value. And what's interesting is that the idiotic assistants didn't take advantage of that. Like they just stayed, and I was shocked. Like I was super shocked. Like Michael just offered you an opportunity to be near him, to learn from him, to learn Instagram for free, him providing training for free like my trainer does for the anatomy physiology at the gym. I just talked about that in a video I just recorded. And some people just don't know how to take advantage of it, right? It's how you do, one thing is how you do everything, right? Remember that. I just recorded that video, so I'm linking the two. And it was shocking to me that they didn't take advantage. So I don't want you to be one of those people that just say no to things, right? I always bring this up. Steve Jobs said the key to focus is to say no. But the thing you're focusing on, the key to focus on that is to say yes to everything that has to do with that focus, that thing you want to improve on. So that was the second thing with Michael. The third thing is when I lived with him. So this was the time when we were doing some stuff with my first business partner, Yuri. Yuri now I think works with Todd full-time, RSD Todd. And we kind of like broke up. It was kind of a interesting story. I might get into the details of that in a future video. Again, comment below if you want to know what happened with me and my first business partner. And I love the guy. He's amazing, and I nothing but love for him. But there was a really interesting story there too of how we met and how we broke up. And there's a little bit of animosity, I think, just from one side, not from my side. But I love you, man. If you're watching this, Yuri, love you, dude. So the third one was when I lived with Michael for a month, right? So me living with him, I saw the reality of what Tyler was saying, right? So I saw the girls coming in and out, and him introducing us to them, and girls would like Facebook message him and say, hey, you know, these like 21-year-olds coming from New York or LA or whatever, and say, hey, can I stay with you for the weekend? I saw your stuff on Instagram and Facebook, because, you know, he takes pictures with all these hot girls. So I stayed with him a month. So there, you know, I was always doing everything I could. You know, if I cooked something, I would always share food with him. Anything he needed at all. If he needed any favors, I would do it. If he needed me to get something, I would do it, because he was letting me stay with him for that month. So he was really being generous and humble with his time and energy. And we saw the playoff games together. I think Miami was playing Golden State at the time. And it was really, really amazing to bond with him and really get to know him. So those are the little takeaways, right? First, ice break. Surprise, positive surprises for people. Make sure you do that. 2, be authentic, be genuine, right? Be real from here, corazon, right? 3rd, focus on the thing and don't say no. Say yes, 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 and take advantage of those opportunities, because they're not going to come all the time, and you don't know what you're missing until you do it. And you can always leave, right? You do a week, you do 5 days, you do 3 days, you don't like it, you leave. It's okay. Don't burn bridges. Just be real and say, look, I thought I was going to like this, but I fucking hate it, so I'm not going to do it anymore. Simple as that. So that is how I met Michael Sartain. Badass dude, one of the best guys I know in the world. We're still very good friends. Now he's doing a lot of options trading, so he's very good at like finance. He's an amateur astronomer, so he teaches classes. He always used to tell me, like, you know, he'd be at a club and he'd be discussing astrophysics or string theory with like a super hot girl who like has, you know, a little bit of confusion when he talks about that, but some of those girls are really smart, so they know these things and they're aware, and then that is how he filters what to do. Really amazing, smart fucking guy. So you know, you could probably get in touch with him when you go to Vegas and ask him some questions when it comes to, you know, all that stuff. He's way smarter than I am in anything girl related or social circle related or any of that stuff. Anyway, so that's how I met Michael. And that's what I want to leave you with. If you like this video, if you like what we're doing with the channel, give us a thumbs up. Comment below. Let me know. You know, do you agree with this? Like, do you agree with what I'm saying in terms of the little techniques, the little tactics you might be able to use to be authentic with people or connect with people and establish those authentic, very genuine, real connections, especially like in this story? Let me know. And if you have any questions, something I left out, right? Sometimes I leave things out. I give you the story, but there's certain nuances that I might not have conveyed fully. So if that's the case, comment below and I'll answer your question either in the next video or in the comments themselves. Subscribe to the channel. You'll receive notifications for future videos. And also share this if there's someone out there that might get value from this video, who you might need to tell them about who Michael Sartain is. One of your friends who has opportunities, who he's not taking advantage of these opportunities, send him that video. And I will see you next time. Goodbye from Toronto.